people really are becoming weaker. And a part of it, like what Joseph was saying, because you want to walk around eggshells around certain topics and stuff, right? So naturally, you are not being like normal when you are talking about stuff.
Just say.
Let me ask you guys a question. If you guys meet friends or strangers, right, in person now, do you feel completely fine or do you feel anxious at times?
Okay, not gonna lie, if I'm gonna meet somebody with a higher status or whatnot, right, based on in life lah, I do feel a bit anxious.
So you're suffering from anxiety every day.
but like, okay, if it's like with you guys, right, and we meet other people, right, I tell you, I don't care about any of them. Like, we can joke about ourselves, I can just make fun of people, so I don't care. Yeah, but then, like, talking to people, actually, it energizes me lah. I feel happy talking to people. Yeah, and I also like to disturb people also. So I don't really have much of the anxiety lah.
I would say I've never actually given this thought, and probably I cannot relate to the anxiety part lah.
You know, like, for me, like, I meet a lot of people and always, like, different new people, right? But then the thing is that I realize I will have that awkwardness, no? I will still feel awkward, leh.
No, but is the conversation awkward or you feel...
Like, I feel awkward.
Okay.
I just feel like a bit like, you know, like chat like that. But it's just like, try to be okay lah, like, okay, just let the conversation carry on and on and on. But it's just like a bit, yeah.
I think one thing that I learned from you guys also, right, to break the awkwardness, is actually humor. Right? Like sometimes you crack a joke here and there, you poke here and there, right? It actually breaks the ice even faster. Yeah, and I think for myself, it's the same as yours also. When I'm speaking or meeting somebody of a higher status, right, then you will think whether what you say, whether is it proper, is it good? Are you like...
A bit more conscious.
Yeah, more conscious.
So you're anxious every day lah.
Use joke to break the tension.
Hey, but like, this is for like guys, but a lot of girls, right, we don't really have humor like that, you know. Like sometimes like we try to poke, like sometimes like if very close friend of mine, then I will poke a bit, like, you know. But then I realize, like, no way, still.
When you meet strangers, you don't have the idea of doing that.
No way.
Okay, we're talking about girls, right? I tell you something. When I'm with you guys, right, I tell you, I can read a girl out like super good. When I'm with my friends, right, I can, because it's just
You
disturbing.
never seen it though.
Always from the story only.
It's always other girl like
Wait.
weirded out, no.
No. Because right, you guys will be like, hey, don't be weird lah, this kind of thing. It's just, no,
But
yeah.
because you never see the girl's face.
No, you're
Yeah.
snapping out my fire. You
No.
tell you.
And now you never see your face.
No,
When the girl
no.
walk past, you're like...
Hey, that one looking. But right, I tell you.
Okay, so the reason why I'm talking about this, right, is because recently the Institute of Policy Studies, IPS, okay, did a survey on 2,000 plus people in Singapore as their concerns for isolation, okay, and loneliness. So they feel that it's a raising concern lah. So more than half the youths that have participated, they said they feel anxious when they have to talk to people in person, and this raised a concern that shouldn't be overlooked, they feel. So different youth, right, okay, they feel anxious for different reasons lah. Some worry about being judged, some become hyper-conscious to non-verbal cue, and some feel that the unpredictability, right, okay, of real-life conversation adds pressure as they have to respond quickly.
Okay, but why is this different for like this particular youth group? Because people have been facing this for millennia.
So this is also one of the things that I want to ask you guys lah, you know, maybe to speculate and to discuss. Why do you think youths are slowly becoming this way?
Okay, my theory, and we've discussed this quite a number of times, is people are becoming weaker, mentally weaker. Have you guys heard of the blue dot effect or not?
No.
Yeah, something I heard Mark Manson speak about recently. Basically, the idea is this. There used to be a study, psychological study, where they planted a couple of blue dots and then some other color dots. And then they started to change maybe the first set you had like 5 blue dots, other color dots. And they changed a few other sets, right? By the time it went to like maybe the 10th set, the blue dots were contrasted with like purple dots and stuff like that. And people saw some of the purple dots as blue dots. And they did this study with a lot of other things. Put like fierce, intimidating faces, then they changed the faces and stuff. Then later on, even friendly faces seem slightly more intimidating. So the theory is this. People don't change their outlook on things. They just change the way they perceive it. Like, you know there's going to be blue, sometimes even something that isn't blue, you take it as blue. You know there's going to be intimidating people, sometimes even people who are friendly comes across as intimidating. So the theory is they are not facing all these issues in life as much, so the smaller things now become the issue. The smaller things now take the shape of the blue dot.
Oh, interesting.
Because it's not something very different from what any of us have been through also. Right? Last time we meet people also, we don't know, there's that unpredictability of how the conversation is going to go. There's that element of judgment that's going to happen. Even today also, there's an element of judgment when somebody speaks with you and sekali you see, this fellow like weird, there's the element of judgment and all.
Because it's not like people judge more nowadays.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah, it's your perception of these things.
I also think so, right? Have got a lot to do, right, with the work culture. That
Yes.
like a lot of people, they are so scared to offend people. They scared that I touch on this topic, I say something that is gonna make this person upset or whatnot, right? They tipping toes around people, right? I feel this is why, right, you get anxious, no? You are so afraid to say certain things. Yeah.
It's true. One of the 19-year-old that they surveyed, right, okay, he said that when he's having in-person conversation, the moment the person, right, okay, maybe shift their eyes to another object, they feel that, am I...
You're not listening to me.
Are you not listening to me?
The answer is yes. They are not listening to you.
Yeah, so then when that happens, right, okay, they become hyper-conscious, then they become very
Close up
anxious.
more.
Yeah, they panic. Then they tend to, stutter more and stuff like
Sometimes
that.
I do feel like that though. Like when you're talking to someone, right, then you see their eyes are moving, like maybe like you can see they're looking at the back, all this, right? Then you'll be like,
Yeah,
then-
but you can either interpret it this way and feel like, like maybe I did something wrong, or you can just realize that maybe there's a better way for me to conduct myself in a social setting. There's a better way for me to make
Capture
this
attention.
conversation move ahead, and then work on that instead of caring about maybe he doesn't care about me. Because there are so many things you can pick up on if you want. Or his shoes are facing a different direction, he's not interested in me. All these kind of things you can
The body
pick up.
language,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
I feel that nowadays, right, a lot of people, right, instead of directing these emotions to themselves in a way where, okay, how can I improve so that, looking at it more logistically, right, they are taking things more personally nowadays. Like, am I the reason why is he like this? Am I the, how do I say?
Yes, you are.
It's the man that hurt me.
I feel like it could also be like this surveyor, right, the organizer, they phrase certain questions in a different way.
I think maybe that could be the case, but I think more than that, people really are becoming weaker. And a part of it, like what Joseph was saying, because you want to walk around eggshells around certain topics and stuff, right? So naturally, you are not being like normal when you are talking about stuff.
So on top of all these reasons that we have discussed, right, the experts came out and say that, okay, about two things lah. First thing is we are now living in a digital age. So a lot of youths growing up, they grow up in the digital world where they don't exercise, having conversation with one another. They feel more comfortable behind the screen when they can text, and there is the predictability of the conversation. For example, when you receive a text, you can take about 5 minutes to think about how to reply. And we are used to this. In-person conversation, there's a pace. You cannot take 5 minutes to reply.
Which means it's going to get worse, no?
Yes.
Because people who are, just now you mentioned a 19-year-old, I think most of these youths will be like in their early 20s and stuff, right? For them, what exactly has put you in this digital age? You have probably faced this digital age for like maybe the last 6-7 years at most. Because before that, times were still quite normal. What really made the wheel churn was COVID. When that happened, everything went digital, right? The kids who are maybe like 6 years old, 7 years old, maybe even 5 years old, where they were supposed to go to nursery and socialize and have their play dates and all, right? Now things were different for them because they didn't get the social interaction.
Yes.
And they would grow up feeling this is normal. It's okay to not meet people. For them, it's going to be a lot worse next time.
And that's exactly what the experts said. Number two, the pandemic that happened. Because of the pandemic, right, a lot of things are brought digitally. A lot of the meetings instead of face-to-face are now from Zoom. A lot of things that they, like kids, okay, growing up, they usually do together as a group, as a community, but now they do it at home, alone. They don't have that physical conversation where they can train the muscle. And I myself, right, okay, personally have seen it affect, okay, because I go back to my secondary school to, teach the kids some of the stuff, right. They grew up they spend their first Sec 1, Sec 2, right, digitally because of COVID. when they come back to school, right, they don't know how to interact with each other. And they would rather, after school, go back, they would rather eat alone and use their phone. And they see, exactly what you mentioned, they see no problems with that. I just do my own thing, ma. Yeah, why do I have to engage in a engaging conversation? Yeah, so the shift, right, because of the pandemic, right, it's quite serious, I would say.
But I feel like the youths, they shouldn't use this as an excuse. Eh?
Yeah.
Because
Like all
if-
the woke people, right, they always have excuse for certain things that they're feeling, man.
Because like if let's say now you are 10 years old and in 10 years time you come out and, or rather not you come out lah, but the milieu, the environment at the time, the climate at the time is people feel a bit different around others. I understand because this was how you were raised. But the 19-year-old, the 20-plus-year-old, you were raised the same way we were raised, no?
Yeah, it's just an extra 2 years, no.
Exactly.
And that 2 years is not when you were a young sponge, no. It's you have already grown up. You have talked
you
to
have
people.
met people for more than 10 years already by that time.
I feel it's upbringing. Upbringing plays an important role also. Because like some parents, right, for convenience sake, they just let the kids do whatever it is. So like they don't implement a rule like that. Like, you know, for food, like when you are having lunch or dinner together, right, some parents are very adamant. No phone means no phone. So that we all can, you know, chit chat and stuff. Yeah, but a lot of this climate, current climate, right, is, you know,
And
just
also
use phone.
overprotective parents where don't go to the playground. No, don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, man.
Playground and all this, right, is where you learn
Build
how
the social
to
skills.
Yeah, build the social skills, learn how to make friends, engage in conversation and all this. If you restrict them and they are on the phone like 12 hours a day, I think that will limit their ability lah.
Wow, then I feel that if this is the trend going forward, right, I feel that you will come up with, that you will create a lot of weird kids, eh. Right, you know those people that don't hang around people, right? Their EQ is so low, right, to the point that they are weird. No, really, like there's lack of a better
It's
word. Bro.
true, no. When you speak to them, right, they don't know how to react. They just freeze, no. As in they don't know how to react and they don't know how to carry on the conversation. They don't know how to
you go lah.
No, as in it's really the kids nowadays. Is okay, from what I see, like, a lot of them are like this. And maybe it's just a temporary thing lah, because like the experts say also, this type of issues, right, will slowly dissolve as they grow older. Because when you go into society, you have to have to interact ma. Okay, lastly, do you have any advice, right, for the youths like ourselves out there who are facing this issue?
Okay, my biggest advice, right? Okay, so when I do stand-up comedy, they always say this: imagine the audience, right, is naked. What? Okay,
I've heard this before.
Actually, it's a stupid.
It's a
thing,
bad
right?
advice.
Yeah, it's a bad advice. Okay, I tell you what's the good advice, you know? When just find a flaw, right, in someone that you can make fun of. Right? Yeah, like, you know, we always, like, when we meet people, right, we always judge the person straight away, right? So you feel that you are like level playing ground, or like they are like slightly lesser than you or something like that. Yeah, you always find like the flaw, then you are the bigger person there. You are the better person there.
There, see lah, we're gonna have a batch of arrogant kids everywhere.